To continue on our foam rolling series, Ryan's going to demonstrate. Now we're using a ball. Okay, ball's got a little bit greater of a surface area, so now we can get a little bit more isolated towards that tissue that we're looking to foam roll or kind of release here. So Ryan's got the ball underneath this arch of his foot, and he's going to take his foot, slowly roll that ball right through the arch of his feet, and he can go middle of the arch, he can go on the inside of the arch, or he can go more towards the outer part of the arch. And notice how and then also what he can do is roll it side to side, so it's not just up and back. He can go a little side to side if you'd like. And then if you'd like to pin and stretch, you can go on one area, hold it, breathe through it until that tissue releases. Then from there, now Ryan's gonna go down. We're gonna work on the calves and peroneals. So Ryan's taking that ball, again, right above the heel, rolling through the calf muscle. And you can take your toe, turn it in, keep it straight up, or turn it out. Whatever area is a little bit more sensitive for you. Again, don't go crushing it. You want to be nice and gentle. Pain right about, should be about 4 or 5 or no more than a 6. Good. Then from there, Ryan's gonna go right up to the glutes here. So he's gonna sit right on the ball, right on that hip. And again, if he can take his right leg, prop it up over his left foot, a little bit more external rotation of the hip now. And sometimes it's a little bit more aggressive. If you don't want to go foot up, you don't have to. But what Ryan wants to do is nice and slow, move that ball right around his hip musculature and stay really off the bone, more towards the soft tissue. And work that area there. Good. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that ball, we're gonna flip right over, we can go quads and up in the hip. So Ryan's taking that baseball, putting it right up, kind of hip flexor area, if we wanna get a little bit closer into that hip musculature. Sometimes a lot of us with sitting, hips are a little bit tight. A lot of athletes' hips are really tight as well. So from here, Ryan's working in and out. You notice how he's taking his hips and kind of moving them side to side, rotating into the muscle tissue, rotating out, getting it up in that TFL area, right on the side of the hip. Nice and smooth motion. Again, notice how he's not moving a ton. You kind of get working in that little small area of tissue. Then from there, we're gonna work the ball up into the infraspinatus area. So Ryan's gonna get on the side, okay? And then let's have you just turn there, perfect. I'll come on this side. So he's gonna take that ball, he's gonna put it right up behind the armpit here, okay? And notice how he's got his hips stacked, shoulders are stacked, and he's kind of really bearing down right on that ball. And he's gonna work through and kind of work through internal rotation, and he's gonna work through external rotation, nice and easy. And you really don't need to go prying into internal rotation as a sleeper stretch hold, but really just working through nice and controlled internal and external rotations of that shoulder. This one could be a little bit sensitive for people, so you can kind of back off on the pressure by, notice how Ryan's hand's on the ground. He could prop his hand or prop his body up using that hand to reduce some of the pressure. Then from there, we're gonna work to the wall. So now we're rolling pec with the baseball. So Ryan's got the baseball right on the wall and he's moving in and out, keeping that baseball right into his pec muscle. And he can even roll up just below his clavicle if he wants to. You can move around, play around with positioning of the ball on the wall. But notice how Ryan's moving side to side, working nice and slow. Okay. You can even take your right arm when you're working on the right pec. You can bring your right arm up overhead, working through different ranges of motion. Again, staying nice and soft, nice and controlled, using breath throughout. For our back to wall shoulder flexion, Ryan's gonna demonstrate for us. Ryan's gonna have his feet 6 to 8 inches off the wall. Feet are gonna be about hip width apart, and he's gonna have a slight bend in the knee. From here, we wanna maintain low back, upper back, and head in a neutral line, so we don't have a big arch, okay, neutral spine throughout. Ryan's gonna tuck his chin down and almost draw his head back, making a double chin. From here, Ryan's gonna take his arms, keeping them straight, almost as if he's in a hallway, taking his arms up over his head, maintaining all points of contact throughout the back and the wall, and making sure that we're not arching through that low back and the rib cages are coming up into lumbar extension. As he takes his arm up, he's gonna exhale fully, at the top. And come back down. If it's easy for you, you can start to back the feet up a little bit closer to the wall. Going to require a little bit more range of motion and tissue extensibility.